Hey, how you doing? My name is Gregory Bates. This is Quaniqua Bacon. I'm the owner of the Hair Lounge. Got into this business about 6 years ago, and I recently opened up shop here in Auburn, New York, 6 months ago, middle of January. Uh, this has been a lucrative business, but it's a steady climb. We're working together. We're trying to knock stuff out, right, Q?
Right.
I mean,
My name is Quaniqua Bacon. I've been chasing this dream for a long time. I finally completed it in January. I've been working on people here since I was 14. Braiding is my strong point, but I do it all. I like coloring, do it all. And there isn't anything that's too hard for me to do. G decided to give me a chance. I'm happy he did. I love it here. Really good environment.
don't get stage fright. Look, the camera's on us. Malik outside waiting for his turn. Sorry, but folks, listen, Malik, usually he's the mouth of the show, but right now he has his hands full, so we're trying to incorporate everything together. Q and myself, we're gonna go ahead for the first segment, talk about what we got going on for ourselves. Then Malik is gonna come in here because he's got himself a protege. That should be interesting for you guys to watch out there. So we'll see how his protege takes off. But for the time being, don't feel afraid to stop down here at the Hair Lounge to get a cut. Come see Quaniqua. We both love to see you guys show up here. We're here most of the day. I'm in school 9:30 to about 4:30. I don't get here until about 5:30 until. So my schedule's fully, it's pretty much full. What's your schedule like?
I try to get here about 9:30 on some days. 10 latest. I do work, so I try my best to get here when I can and stay as long as I can. Being that it's summertime, I'm hoping to stay a lot longer for everybody out there.
So tell me what's up with you and the braiding. I mean, you be freaking off with the braids.
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
I pretty much always just get an idea in my head. I incorporate it in my first, figure out how I'm gonna do the braids, I'm gonna do the stitching. If they show me a picture, I look at it, figure out how I'm gonna do the parts, and the sections and all that. I like to do new things. I'm working on learning how to actually do names of people here. I think I'm gonna do the cursive instead of the box only because it's easier.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Names, braids. Come see Q. Gotta come see it.
Yeah.
But with me, I took on the barbering 6 years ago. I was upstate prison. I didn't know how to cut. Those that know me knew they will never see me owning a salon yet going to a beauty school, doing hair. I go to Continental and that's where you graduated.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that now. My graduation date is December 8th. I tell you, it's a big difference between doing men's hair and women's hair. I was nervous. My first real clients at school, I was nervous. I had the scissors. I'm good on the mannequins and all that. But when I got to the real clients and really doing their real hair, my hands was like, why am I shaking? My hands were shaking, but the instructor, Miss K, she came in, she gave me a easy guide to follow, and I'm telling you, it was a lot better.
Right.
So
the one thing about school is you work under instructors. They are there to assist you when you need it. They oversight you all the time. There's some things you might want to do on your own instead of following instructors. It'd be like that. You have your own idea, your own vision for things. It might not come out how the instructors tell you to do it. So you gotta try to pitch your voice and be like, listen, can I just do it my way a little bit just to show you how it comes out? It come out better. There's been a couple times they actually let me do my thing, and the client was excited and happy, hadn't had any issues. So yeah.
Well, big shouts out to Miss Mayor. Thank you for showing up today, Miss Mayor. She was talking to you, right, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. She said she would like to have come. I was the cosmetologist instructor. She would have liked to have shown up for some unseen reason. We don't have her on the show today, but maybe some other time she'll be able to make it out here to talk to you guys about the ins and outs of cosmetology, and what it is for her life to be an instructor to teach. You know, and she's an awesome teacher. You know, I learned a great deal from her out there at Continental, and I see her every day throughout the week, and I'm progressing. You know, me owning the salon barbershop entails a lot. You know, especially for myself, with my stipulations and the things I have to go through. It's a battle. It's a constant battle. But I'm a fighter. I never give up. I always strive for better. You know, you got some of those that envy you, but they don't know how to envy you in a positive way, to envy you in a negative way. But you got to take all energy and turn it into something positive for yourself. And that's what I'm doing. I got a good team with me. Quiniqua's here. She helps out a lot. You got Malik. You know, that's my boy. You know, I come in here feeling swamped and down. He uplifts me and brings me back to reality and tells me it's going to be all right. He tells me that this salon is going to flourish. This is going to manifest itself into being something bigger and better than any of us can imagine. So I got a good team right now. I'm looking for another hairdresser to fill in the fourth seat. I have someone that's saying she wants to come, but are you really coming? But we definitely are like a family in here. We get along good. I'm not the boss of anyone. I let everyone run their own ship. You know, as long as it's a respectable atmosphere, you all can have a good time. You know, look, it's the hair lounge. Ain't nothing like this nowhere around.
Not at all.
Not gonna find another hair lounge nowhere around. So you might as well come on down here, because everyone here is qualified to do exactly what you need or what you want. Come through. You gotta say through.
Yeah, I know what you mean about is she coming or not, because I came in to CG in April.
Tell me about it. What?
I should have been in the shop.
Yo,
but
it was an ongoing process.
It
I'm gonna
was,
start
but
next week. Yeah.
I ain't never stopped. You know, like you said, you gotta
Right.
keep it moving, perseverance. I went through a lot just last year while I was in school. I never let it stop me. I mean, I graduated a month late, but I still did it. So that's all that mattered to me. So whatever you got, just don't give up. If you want something, if it don't work out the first time, do it again. Don't stop.
Don't stop. I'm in school all day, work all night, battling with we all have families and children and all that stuff. But for me, you know, my kids, it used to be how much time you gonna spend with them, not the money. I used to be able to give a lot of money to my children. Then it came to the point it's not about the money, it's about your time. Try to give what time I have to my children. Hopefully, the mothers understand. I'm doing my best. You know, I'm doing my best. I beat myself up a lot, you know, but I lift myself up daily. Because you see they smile on their faces, and I just think later on when this all pays out, the story I'm gonna be able to tell them about some negativities that a lot of people have been kicking down on me. But this is a great thing right here. I built this from the ground up. If you guys would have seen this place before I opened up, you would have been astonished at what you see right now. From the ground up, I built this place,
you ain't lying about that.
this is my pride and joy, and I treat it like that. And when you come here, you're gonna be treated with the utmost respect, and you're gonna get quality work. You know, and you're gonna enjoy yourself, because not only are you gonna sit here and feel like you at a theater, you know what I mean? Got the 65 on the wall. Quiniqua got her own 55 back there for the women getting their hair braided.
Yeah.
I mean, sit on this luxury couch over here, and you just zone out. You're not even worried about your hair cut when it's your turn to get a cut. You just sit there and you enjoy the atmosphere. I've been told that when the people walk in here, it's an experience. You know, so I want that experience to always be positive. I want it to always reflect. So when they walk out of here, they talk about Greg Bates' shop, they be like, yo, that shop is the truth. I'm going back. So come on down to the hair lounge. Come see us. We ain't gonna hog up too much time. We're gonna let Malik get in here and do his thing with his protege. Thanks for hearing me. Hope I talk to you guys again soon. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, what's poppin'? It's your boy Denzel the Barber Washington, Sharp Line ENT, here at the Hair Lounge. Today's segment is basically about me, barbering, and what's going on with us and stuff. I started cutting hair when I was about 13 years old. I I have a sister who has 10 kids, 8 of them boys, and another sister with, who had a son. So it was like nine boys in the house. And at the time, we really couldn't afford to take my nephews to the barbershop every 2 weeks or whatever. So my sister started buying the home kit of clippers and sending me in the basement with my nephews, And it started out just me being just the oldest boy doing everybody's hair and stuff, and I actually liked it. I had a couple uncles who were barbers and so on and so forth. And I used to hang out around the barbershop, and it was just like the jokes and the vibe. Since then, I spent my whole life cutting hair at one time or another, whether it was through high school in my mother's kitchen or through other obstacles that I went through. I haven't always been a saint. So I took a couple of slaps on the wrist and had to go sit down somewhere. And at that time, when they had the jobs that they gave out, I chose to be the barber. And then after a while, I didn't have to choose. I was being chosen to be the barber because I got pretty good at what I did. So like I said, I've been doing this about 25, 30 years, cutting hair. A couple years ago, I moved from Long Island City up to Central New York. And my whole goal was to go to this one school in the Syracuse area. I had been speaking to them for like 2 years, and they were telling me so many good things that was going on in the school. So I just, I had gotten tired of my life going the way it was going. And I said, look, man, I'm going to take a shot and do something for real and do something that I love to do. And I came up here, but the week that I got here, the school where I was supposed to go to, it closed down. So, and they closed down for good. They went out of business. So instead of packing up my bags and giving up on my goal, I found another job. I found a job that actually offered to give away a school package once you got hired on. The company was leaving the country, so I had landed a really good job. And like I said, when the company finally did leave, or I took my severance package, I took the school grant and I went to barber school to get my license to do it the right way so that I can potentially one day open my own shop. When I went to barber school though, one thing I always tried to keep in the forefront of my mind is like I'm going into the school with a blank slate. I wanted to forget everything that I had learned throughout those 25, 30 years that wasn't textbook, that wasn't right. I wanted to go in there and just assume the position of a new student. I wanted to be an open book. And when I did that, when I took that approach, I found that everything that I thought was right was wrong. And as far as textbooks goes, it was wrong. So it made it easier to learn. And I'm glad I did. Like going to barber school, shout out to Sharp Edges Barber Institute, Rochester, New York. It was the best experience of my whole life. Being in the room with 15 other people who share the same goals and aspirations as you, and being able to cut hair every day, even though we're cutting hair for free, so to speak, because you still made tips, it was still the chance to experience what it would be like to be a professional barber. It was great. It was just awesome. And in the school, I ran into, I believe it was 3 other female barbers, which I'm not a stranger to female barbers, but it was good to be in the classroom with them and going through this learning process, because not for nothing, it seems like men and women learn things differently. Like we process information differently. So, that sort of helped to get the woman's perspective on what we did. And so now after I graduated, I was still in Rochester, and I went to go work in a barbershop that was on the block with 3 other barbershops. I mean, literally door to door to door to door. So I'm in a city, a strange city where I know nobody, and I got no clientele, and I'm on a block with 2 other barbershops or 3 other barbershops. And I always told myself, I said, yo, listen, man, this is the barbershop for you. Because if you can make it here on a block with 3 other barbershops, and you're the new guy from West Bumchuck or whatever, And if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And I did all right. I started out really focusing on just doing women's eyebrows and kids cuts because I always hated doing children's cuts. So it taught me the patience to do the children's cuts, and it taught me the charisma that I needed to communicate with women to get them into the chair and do their eyebrows. So after leaving there, I had a son, and I left there and I went back to the city. When I got back to the city, I was sort of even more seasoned because I had worked in barbershops in the city, but like I said, at that time I wasn't a barber, I was just a guy who cut hair. So when I went back to the city this time, I'm a full-fledged barber, licensed professional. And my technique and my demeanor was different, and the way that I moved around the shop was different. So when I went back to New York, what I learned in New York was speed. Because I learned a new technique in barber school as far as how to do my blends and my fades and certain ways to tackle certain hairstyles. But I didn't have that speed to go with it because I was always focused on just getting the cut right. But when I was down in the city with a volume of people coming through, or Long Island with a volume of people was coming through the shop so much more rapidly, it was just like, you learn speed and you learn different ways to get the job done faster, neater, and, precise. So, but the other aspect of the city was that it was not what I was used to anymore. Once moving to Central New York, I think I basically found home for me. This is the place where I want to raise my kids and whatnot. So I was working in the city, but my heart was always here, back in Central New York. And the original plan was to go to Rochester, get the license, and come right back to this town, Auburn, and open my shop. Needless to say, this past January, I had enough. I had totally had enough, and it wasn't the right situation for me to be able to raise my son and be able to pursue my dreams, my goal. So I packed it up and I came right back to Auburn. When I got back to Auburn, there was a couple of other barbers who I was friends with on social media, who I looked up, who had just opened shops, but the problem with that was they didn't have the room in their shops. It was smaller shops. So one of them directed me towards the Hair Lounge. I had thought that they were speaking about someplace else. I went and checked it out, but they stopped me and they told me, nah, I'm talking about the Hair Lounge. So I came down here, and when I walked in the door and I seen the shop and the whole ambiance of the shop, I kind of felt like I was walking into one of my own dreams, because I had this is like a vision of mine with the whole wood grain, everything was something that I had seen for myself. So that was a plus right away. And then when G and I started talking, it was like I knew this guy for 100 years. So this shop had only been open for a month. So, coming in from wherever I came from and paying my dues at all these other shops that I had worked in, it was like, the thought that, man, you're gonna have to pay your dues all over again. That thought never even crossed my mind. Like, when I came here and I saw the shop and then I spoke to G, I wouldn't care if the shop was only open a day. I knew I was home here at the Hair Lounge. I was like, yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. And I'm telling you, almost since the first day that I started working here, I watch improvement every single day when I come here. I watch my numbers go up. I can actually calculate and say what I'm going to make and put away a check to pay my bills and to take care of my son. And that's awesome. That's just a great feeling. As a barber, that's what you want to do. And with this license, it gives me the capability to apprentice and teach other barbers who want to get into this field and trade. And since I've been here, we've been here 5 months now, I believe. Let me tell you, I can't tell you how many guys have come through the door in their 40s, in their 30s, in their 20s. Yo, I want to cut hair, I want to do this, I want to do that. I tell them the same thing. I said, listen, man, in order to be a painter, you got to have your own brushes and your own paint. So in order to be a barber, you got to have your own equipment. That's the first step. So if you really want to be a barber, go pick up some equipment and come back, and then I'll tell you what the next step is. Now, I must have told this to about maybe 15 to 20 guys already, and none of them's come back. And then like maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, my friend here, Ashley, she came in. And Ashley's 16 years old. And the night before she came in, I was just looking at one of my social media friends is a 16-year-old barber from Nebraska who is a monster, phenomenal. His blends are crazy. And I was like just in awe of this kid the night before, and then in comes Ashley the next day. And she's 16 years old, and she tells me like, yeah, I want to cut. This, that, and the third. I want to learn anything that had to do with hair. And I told her, just like what I told the other 15 to 20 guys, well, go start off and get this first, this, that, and the third. Needless to say, it took her 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever, and she's back with a set of clippers. And when she walked out the door that day, I told Konika as soon as she walked out the door, I said, out of all the dudes that came in here and asked me about cutting hair, I said, that's the one that's going to go get her equipment. She's hungry. She wants to learn something. She's the one that's going to come back. And it was just a humbug that I said that, and next thing you know, she's the one that walked through the door. So this is the one that I'm going to give everything that I learned, you know, whether the personality of a barber, whether it's the salesmanship, the professionalism, and the skill. This is the one that I'm going to pour out everything that I got into. And this is Ashley right here. So, Ashley, you can just tell the people a little something about yourself, where you came from, and how you started liking to do hair.
I grew up in Broward County, Florida. It's by Miami. I had a lot of hair and I didn't know what to do with it, so I just learned how to start braiding my own hair, coloring, cutting my own hair. Then one day I got a little curious and I shaved one side. Needless to say, I got pretty good with clippers, started cutting people's hair, and I wanted an apprenticeship, so I came over here. Coincidentally, it was pretty cool, and now I got opportunities lined up.
So that's what we doing here at the Hair Lounge. We just trying to stay with all the trends and trying to stay authentic with, you know, doing hair and trying to stay rooted in this community, trying to give back to the community. So hope y'all come check us out. And this is where we are.